Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 269.
69, dudes!
The Bill and Teddyest podcast on the network.
Damn right. And, of course, if you're a long-time listener, you know that, as is tradition, whenever we hit a 69th episode, we bring a certain sound drop with us. So,
well, let's take a walk down memory lane.
Okay.
You remember episode 69?
69, dudes!
That's about all you need to know from it. No, it
and
was...
and then 100 episodes later, we did 100 and...
69, dudes!
Yeah.
Ah, the good memories, Brian. It's like a warm fuzzy in my brain.
It is. And here we are at episode 2.
69, dudes!
Indeed.
I'm sure this, the 69th episode is easily the silliest as far as the drops, because it'd be a great, I don't know, because I've never gone back and listened, but we should have went back and counted how many times that's in the episode.
I'm sure it's a lot, because I remember playing the shit out of it.
We should have tried to get that in there 69 times.
Oh my God. You know how funny that would have been?
How difficult that would have been. I mean, not really. You just keep saying,
And then 100 episodes later, we try to get it 169 times.
No, that's ridiculous, my friend.
So we got a goal for this episode.
Basically, the rest of the show is just you holding the button down and just repeat.
Be like, I was hoping if I tap it over and over, it just started over and over, but this app isn't that great.
No, that'd be... God. That's it. That's just the
60,
whole...
60.
Yeah. It's just we put up a podcast and it's nothing but that many times. 269 times that's played.
Well, no, it'd be like this. It'd be like, 1.
69, dudes!
2.
69, dudes!
Yeah.
Just for an hour and a half.
Yeah, probably. Oh, God.
Seems good.
Just makes you wonder if we did put something like that up, would anyone listen to the whole thing just to see if we tucked some other little nugget of gold in the rest of the podcast? Because that'd be great. Like halfway in, we just do something really different,
It'd be like an hour and 15 minutes in. All of a sudden the music gets all crazy. It's like, hail Satan.
Yeah.
And then 203.
Yeah. And of course we don't say anything, about it. Just see if anyone mentions it to us.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? There's no...
Like, what?
Yeah.
Maybe you should see a doctor.
Maybe.
Oh, fair warning. Fury Road might be a little louder today. Because it's a little hot in here, so I had to have a window open.
Oh,
but, it's not a window right next to the mic.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all right. We, like Sunday at Tony's Motor Speedway. So, yeah, I almost had it timed right.
I know, right? That was perfect.
God.
I like it.
Hilarious.
I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just go out there and yell at him. Keep it down.
Just yell and wave my arms around wildly.
Right.
Throw rocks.
That makes throwing rocks. Yeah. That's a smart play right there.
Slow down.
Put someone's window out with a rock. Tires screech. And they put it in reverse, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh geez, take flashbacks to when I was with my cousins throwing snowballs at cars.
Yeah, right. Yep.
That was just something we always did around Christmas time for some reason. Because we're dumbass young boys.
That'll do it, yeah.
And it was like 10 at night, of course, because our parents were like, whatever. The kids are doing stuff. So we were out in the yard winging ice balls at cars.
Sure, right?
Dude, I nailed this car. And it was exactly that moment. The dude screeched on his brakes, threw in reverse. My cousin took off running. I think he went and hid in the shed or something. This is at my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And I laid under the car in between the wheels, but not like under like the axle, but like where you'd get in at the door because the car is too low. And the guy walked right by me.
Something like out of a horror movie or something where you're hiding and the guy, you just see his feet, and it's just real slow and deliberate walking.
Well, dude, I could have reached out and grabbed his feet. I mean, that's how close he was to me. But
now,
it was
that
dark.
would have been hilarious.
And he went, right by me. And he went and checked the shed where my cousin's at, and he never found him either.
Well, that's
good.
It
was insane.
Because your cousin would have ratted.
We were like, yep, time to go inside.
Yeah. It's good he didn't find your cousin, because your cousin would have ratted you out in a second.
Oh, for sure.
Would have dimed you out real fast.
Well, I'm pretty sure after the guy went in the backyard, I rolled out and went into the bushes or something.
Sure.
So I was like, this is not a good hiding spot.
Now, did you crash into the bushes awkwardly?
No, that's your maneuver.
Ladies. Yeah. I just wanted to
I was being hunted, so I went in like a stalking panther.
Naturally. Yeah. Like you emerge from the bushes and you've got because you grab some oil from the car and then on your face to mark your face.
The eye black.
Yeah. Like, are they gone?
It's all painted on like a skull.
Yeah. You go inside and light a cigarette and, like, man, I seen some shit.
No, it's my cousin comes out after a guy drives away looking for me. Then the cigarette gets lit.
Right.
It illuminates the skull face in the darkness.
Yes.
That was close. Oh, good.
Yeah. What the hell happened to you? I've seen some shit. It changes a man. Like the rest of the day you're talking.
In the world as long as I have.
Yeah, you're talking like that the rest of the night.
Exactly.
Tony, put your jammies on.
They don't understand us back home. They never were in country.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was an experience. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Shithead kids.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, that happened to me much later in life.
Oh yeah, where you were the person in the car.
I was the person in the car, and I was taking Logan, and he was like maybe one, taking him over to Grandma and Grandpa's house to go to work, and these kids were out raking their yard, and they threw a rake full of leaves on my windshield.
While you were driving?
While I was driving.
Oh, that's fun.
Couldn't see anything, but it sounded like, like Fury Road out here to screeching rubber as I threw it in reverse.
Yeah, I bet.
And I drove around the neighborhood. I was looking to beat some kid ass. I think I would have curb stomped the little fucks if I could have got a hold of him.
Yeah, that's...
He was just a pretty patient guy, but I was like, all I saw, it was like in Doom when you're about ready to die and your whole screen's red. That's all I could see was just blood. Yeah, exactly. The heavy breathing.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. It's not, obviously, but now the looking back is awesome,
Oh, yeah,
we can make
sure.
jokes. At the time, I can imagine that would be, it's awful, no matter what it is, whether it's, an ice ball hitting your car or the leaves, it's terrible because it can be distracting, it can frighten someone,
Well, dude, I couldn't
or
see
blind
anything.
you.
And you've been on, Sheila and Joe's old road before they moved.
Yeah.
There was cars parked on both sides. I mean, I'm lucky I didn't hit anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, I was a little hot under the collar.
Little deli rage.
Yeah, later I was like, that was a horrible idea because I just slammed it in reverse, didn't even look behind me.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
a kid in the car.
Right.
Like, what am I going to do? Get out of the car, leave my 1-year-old in there, and go beat some kid's ass?
Sometimes that's what you have to do in life.
At the time, it seemed like a great idea.
The cops would have understood.
Yeah, it's true.
Like a cop shows up and you're like, "Hey, can you go keep an eye on my kid for a minute? I got to beat this kid's ass."
Yeah, I got to finish, cracking this orbital bone.
Right. Everything's under control, officer.
Yeah. Just playing.
Yeah.
Just teaching him a lesson.
Just a little roughhousing.
Exactly.
This little scamp, you lift him up and he's just like a sack of potatoes. Isn't that right, little fella? Tussling his hair.
Yeah, we're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Grab the head and nod.
His eye falls
Like
out.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. Exactly. It's so terrible. Oh, man.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, though.
It is funny, though, isn't it? Like, when you're a kid, it's the funniest thing in the world. As an adult, it's enraging.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, too.
Yeah. But how many kids do it? You see it all the time. Like, you see kids throw stuff at cars, and, sometimes it's, nothing major, but other times it is, like, I don't think kids realize when they throw the snowballs at the cars, most of the time they don't realize that, you could dent something, break a window, scare the living shit out of somebody, and, they could, put the car into a tree or something,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because, you don't think about that. But, what are you going to do, right? Those little scamps.
I was just Googling, stuff thrown at cars. Wondering if there's any sort of stats, but not really.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Just because I'm curious. Because I almost wonder if it's gone down just because kids don't really go outside.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, I mean, who could see a car when you're looking down at your phone?
I know, you're too busy, trying to catch fake Pokemons.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which I thought that was dying off, but I still see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as rampant as when it first came out.
Yeah,
but
you don't hear about it as much.
Yeah.
It's finally calmed its tits a bit, but yeah. I've still seen quite a bit of it, just being out. Hell, when we were downtown, I saw groups of people that, if it weren't for Pokemon, you would just assume it's a group of people walking around, like, going to another bar or something. But then you look down and watch them all with their phones, and you go, "Oh, they're playing Pokemon."
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Throw an ice ball at them?
Yes.
Throw a pile of leaves on them, whatever.
That's why I carry, my little mini igloo cooler just full of ice balls, just in case.
Yeah. Or just throw a big net over them and just keep yelling, "Gotta catch them all!" as you're like in the back, out of the back end of a truck, just to terrify them.
Wait, ice balls painted like Pokeballs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure
And
they'll enjoy
They'll never
that.
see that coming in like hot August summer.
Yeah, well,
ice ball upside the head.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they don't see it coming, it's gonna be painful. But then I remembered the one time when I winged the ice ball at my nephew and yelled, what was it, "Think fast" or whatever it was, crushed him right in the face with it.
Yes. Well, your nephew took a brunt of our.
Yeah, well,
we might as well call him JFK. The amount of headshots he took.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. It's just I threw the ice
balls,
ball,
hockey pucks,
Yeah.
and then the list goes on and
Yeah,
on.
it does. It's amazing he lived through that. It
really is.
Gave him character,
Gave him character.
Yeah.
Maybe some slight mental retardation.
That's whatever. That's part of growing up, Tony.
You know what? You're goddamn right.
Yeah. Like I've said for years, you're as smart as you're ever going to be when you're like 7. And then from there, it's just downhill, So, whatever.
That's acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot.
Oh, man. So how was your week?
Oh, God, it was a shit show.
Like life dumping a pile of leaves on you?
Yeah, but, well, it wasn't even life. It was more specifically just my occupation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean,
it's tough.
From what I remember, the times when I wasn't working, it seemed all right.
I guess that's fair. I mean, that seems to be the way most people recollect things. At work, no bueno. Not at work, less no bueno.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it.
Okay, makes sense, I guess.
I mean, like I said, no real standout anything. Nah.
No? All right.
Nah, it's as sad as that is.
Disappointing. I was hoping for some cool, like weird people stories or whatever. Very disappointing.
Not really. I mean, I did see a guy dressed up in, I'm assuming he's a college student, down in Bowling Green State University. Mm-hmm. And he was wearing a beret, one of those utilikilts.
Yeah.
And this is a gentleman. Mm-hmm. Knee-high boots that curved like the Iron Sheiks.
That's an interesting ensemble. Clearly he's going like climbing somewhere.
He was climbing Douche Mountain.
Maybe. I don't know. Listen, I mean, I can't knock chic boots if you're, stepping into the squared circle, but everywhere else, it's a little weird.
Oh. I also saw a guy today, now that I think about it, dressed like a pirate.
He missed his...
It was like him and his friend were walking on the road. His friend was in jeans and a T-shirt.
Yeah.
This guy was dressed like Jack Sparrow.
Well, now maybe he has a time-traveling phone booth and, grabbed a pirate.
69, dudes!
You're right.
Maybe,
think of that.
He grabbed a pirate and he's showing him showing the world to him. I don't...
See, I like how you think, Brian, because you went time-traveling pirate.
Yeah.
I went, what an asshole.
And the truth is probably more toward what you said. Although I kind of hope it's more toward what I said. Maybe not, because if the a time traveling phone booth falls into the wrong hands, who knows who will get brought back, or brought forward, I should say, not brought back.
I'm gonna be honest. If I see any phone booth, I'm assuming it's a time traveling.
Yeah,
phone
well,
booth.
it is, because it takes you back to the 90s at least.
For sure.
Yeah, that's why one of my favorite jokes is like, with phone booths going by the side, where does Superman change now? That's a great question.
Very valid.
He's ducking into Starbucks for their bathrooms now. That's the only thing I can think of that's as frequent as phone booths. He
checks the handle. All hell's breaking loose. There's some guy there just dropping a coffee-induced deuce.
Yeah.
That's a lot of deuce, I just said.
He's knocking on the door. Sir, there's an emergency. But like, yeah, I know.
Like, oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Uses X-ray vision. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh.
Why did I look?
No, actually, Starbucks has installed LED doors on all their bathrooms, so for privacy reasons, so Superman can't spy on anyone.
Thank you for letting me know. I shall stop licking the bathroom door.
Smart, yeah. So, which side of the bathroom door were you licking? Because that makes a big difference in how awful it is.
The tastiest side.
That's the correct answer. And that changes from location to location too.
Now, see, this could actually work for Superman though.
Okay.
Because most people that write shit sit in a coffee shop now on their laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be doing his news writing at a Starbucks.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Getting his pumpkin spice latte because it's that season.
Is he that kind of guy?
It's Clark Kent.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
He's
well, I was
that kind of guy.
I was kind of making a callback to last week too. I hope you were picking that up.
I don't remember last week, Brian.
You don't remember how enraged you got it? Though?
Oh, it's all back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's definitely that. Clark Kent is an extra frothy, extra hot pumpkin spice latte guy with extra cinnamon on top.
Well, sure. I mean, what is he, a savage?
Exactly.
That's how the Kryptonians like their coffee, I guess.
But if he were to rush off to go save the world,
mm-hmm.
What does he do with his laptop?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
I mean, he could just leave it there, but it's not going to be there when he gets back.
Well, in fairness, I mean, he used to basically just leave his clothes in a phone booth. No one really, like when he went into the phone booth to change, it's like, what happened to to his clothes?
I guess that's true.
Also, why did he need to even go?
Lots of bums walk around like news reporters.
Yeah, he gets a lot of rewards at Men's Warehouse, because he's just constantly buying new suits.
Like he comes flying back, he looks in the phone booth, he sees his clothes are still there.
Yeah.
He comes on to get him, and there's a homeless guy just wiping his ass with his pant leg.
Wow, you'd think they maybe would just put the suit on, but I guess.
Well, in times of need.
Yeah, but you could put the suit on, have your old clothes, and wipe your. Well, those are filthy, so you probably don't want to do that. You're right.
Plus, homeless and crazy.
Yeah. You really took that away. I did not expect. Oh man, it's a good question though, right? I mean, on both parts, like, what did he do with that stuff? I mean, like, at least with Spider-Man, he creates the web sack to put his clothes in and then takes off, and he comes back later and hopefully it's still there,
Yeah,
but Superman, it's like
he webs it up to the bottom of some corner way to fuck up.
Exactly. To where pretty much he's the only one going to find. Although with all the, with people doing parkour, it would be kind of funny. Like parkour, like, hey, what's this?
Huh? It's super sticky. Yeah. I'm going to steal it,
dude. Nice,
because it's stuck to my hand.
Yeah, there's a DSLR camera in here.
Yeah, sick,
awesome.
And some wall of Peter Parker.
Yeah,
I'll just take the money.
Yeah, right. Yeah, whatever. Spider-Man comes back. Oh, man, not again. Damn it. I got to ask Superman where he keeps his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, because every time he'd duck into a phone booth, he usually has his fedora on, his suit, his glasses, and a briefcase.
Yeah, true. Well,
so he leaves all that shit behind.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing in the briefcase. It's just,
Unless he has some sort of weird Kryptonian fanny pack on.
Oh my God!
Bag of holding.
I'm just picturing Superman with this fanny pack on.
It's got the little S shield on it.
Of course.
A couple different pockets.
Yeah, sure.
He's a real ass dude.
I mean, he's just jealous of Batman. Batman's got the utility belt, and he couldn't. And of course, Batman's like, I'm not making you a utility belt because I want to be. You got to be part of my incestuous family to get one. So, Superman is just like, oh, man. So he has Mom make him up bedazzle him up a fanny pack.
He's online shopping, ends up buying one of those black leather ones like Diceware.
Sure, yeah.
Like, hey, Superman, nice fanny pack.
Oh! Right? He shows up to fight crime, and the criminals all just start laughing at him, Oh, man. He's like shows up against Luthor, Lex Luthor, and Luthor's like, "What the hell is that?" It's like, "Would your mom make that for you?" Well, yeah.
Yeah, he gets one. He gets one of those ones from like the '90s, early '90s, neon yellow.
Oh. Sure.
Like, he sees it in a thrift shop. Like, that is perfect.
Yeah. Ugh.
It matches the yellow on my shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perfect.
And then everyone mocks him forever.
Right. And what people don't realize is that, on Krypton, everyone wore fanny packs. It was like, the cool thing to do, because basically Krypton is like, the 80s and 90s. It's just, that's how the whole planet is. Dangly earrings
awesome.
and windblown hair.
Big teased out hair.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone has Camaro hair. Yeah, for sure.
Everyone. Nothing but.
Right.
So when Superman comes to the shocking realization that fanny packs aren't hip, when he turns on, Aquaman's wearing one.
Yeah. Well, that's how he knows. He knows for sure. Yeah. Oh, man. I just love the idea.
Like, you too? High five.
And Aquaman's wearing one that is like gold. Like, not real gold, but, like the color gold, and it's like shiny and gold looking,
Of course. It's got a Jesus fish on it.
Sure. Well,
because fish themed. It's the only one he could find.
Right. Yeah, he looked long and hard to find one, It's like, finally.
I could only assume Aquaman only wears fish themed stuff.
Yes, everything.
Yes. It's casual Friday up at the JLA Watchtower. He shows up in like Marlins gear. Everyone's like, really?
Yeah, like, come on, dude. Like what?
Like acid wash dad jeans and a Marlins jersey.
Yes. So he looks like Jose Canseco at a photo shoot from the 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's great. Yeah.
Like, dude, you don't even watch baseball.
Like,
no, but I just like the jersey.
No, he's got the jersey and it's unbuttoned with no shirt underneath. It's just, loose like that. Like, is that, the way the guy showed up. Yeah, I just like the Marlins. Like, since when?
Oh, no, shut up.
I like them. Yes, and shut up. Like, yeah, everyone's about to go out and he shows up like that. Like, no, dude. No. Like, what? Like, dude, no one French rolls their jeans anymore. Stop it.
What we do in Atlantis?
Yes, because Atlantis also, oddly enough, is of a bygone era.
Like the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm. It takes stuff a while to get there, What can you do?
Yeah, definitely.
You can't, yeah. Poor Aquaman. That would be great. Aquaman with the teased out hair.
Oh, definitely.
Either that or
I can actually see that.
Me too. Either that or at this point, he's got the, like, I used to have the luxurious teased out hair, but now I'm just clinging on to what's left on top of my head.
Right.
He's like old rocker hair, now.
Yeah, definitely.
Bandana,
JLA are walking on the street and some, like, early 80s IROC Z drives by and he's like, fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Starts playing Billy Squier out of his iPod. Lonely as the night.
Oh my God. Either that or he gets out and he's dressed. He looks like Don Johnson from Miami Vice.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Like, nice white suit, asshole. Is that let me guess, that's a salmon colored shirt, right?
It's some real nice event. That's how he shows up.
Yeah.
Like, where'd you're in Atlantis. Where'd you get this car? Oh, I rented it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't afford this.
Yeah, this sick beast.
Oh man. Yeah. Batman's driving around in like Bentleys and shit,
Yeah. One of those Bugatti Veyrons.
Yeah,
like, $2 million car.
Right. Aquaman's rolling around in a rented 1989 IROC.
IROC, ball tires. Fuzzy dice.
Oh, shit. This is too fun. Oh, man. Why do we hate these characters so much?
Because it's just fun to shit on them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's be honest.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I guess it's, way better to talk about that than, nothing happening to you during the week, basically. So,
Well, I mean, it was not like say, it's one thing I try not to do is bitch about my work here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As much as I definitely could.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'd much rather us just shit all over Aquaman, which I'm sure he'd rather that too, but...
Well, yeah, I mean...
It's kind of weird.
Fish are disgusting.
Yeah.
So, we determined that Krypton and Atlantis are like 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. So where does that leave the island of Themyscira?
That's a good question.
I mean,
they're clearly progressive because, they value women there. So they're progressive.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But, they also all wore togas.
So they've seen Animal House. What's the problem?
Fair enough.
It's favorite movie. Oddly enough, you wouldn't think so, but it is. Number one movie there.
Yeah, everyone loves Animal House.
Yeah, they can't get enough Belushi, It's, what are you going to do? They all wear college t-shirt or sweatshirts, in their off time.
So the first time Diana went to, all the land of men, her mom was like, now you're under secret double probation. Or was it double secret probation? Yeah. My bad.
And she's like, if the weekend's good, I will be. Huh? No, probably not.
69, dudes!
Oh, man.
Superman can only wish.
Yeah. Well, the way they had it written in the books for a while, they were, I don't know if they still are, but they were a thing. So,
They were a number. They were going steady.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave her his Letterman jacket.
Down there at the Starbucks with 2 straws and a Frappuccino.
Yeah, obviously. No, dude, it's Superman. It's still a malt with him. Not that I'm knocking malts. I mean, we're all fine.
Oh, don't. Yeah. I'll chop up and do a couple lines of malt right now.
I'm just saying that, it's Superman, so he still goes for, sharing a malt with his best gal at the
best gal.
at the soda shop. Yeah.
Heading down to the sock hop.
Yes.
There's nothing more romantic than, music about mashed potatoes and whatever else.
Mm-hmm. Delicious.
Doing the twist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can do the cauliflower. What?
I don't. Yeah, I guess if it got updated, but kids love using the cauliflower. Yeah, well, kids love using the cauliflower for things now.
I can't knock it because we use it for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. And, people are like, hey, we need a substitute for potatoes or bread. Cauliflower it is.
Cauliflower it is. Yeah. I actually just saw I sent it along to our friend of the show, Michelle, because, she's on that weird anti-autoimmune diet thing. Mm-hmm. And so she eats a lot of cauliflower because there's a lot of shit she can't eat now.
Sure.
And there's an article I saw, some guy with a food blog is making cakes out of cauliflower.
Really? I guess it makes sense. Cauliflower is really so bland that it you can really add to it. I think I saw someone on Twitter or somewhere else, I think it was, and it was kind of a joke, but it's true, that said that it's like cauliflower's the new tofu. And that makes a lot of sense because it's, kind of what you do to it. On its own, it doesn't have a lot of flavor, Yeah. But you can certainly.
I'm a fan. We eat a lot of it here.
Yeah.
Even just all by itself, too.
Yeah. Just all by itself.
Yep, all by itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit, there's an Italian restaurant here that, like sitting at the bar there. It's a nice bar.
Yeah.
But one of the appetizers you can get, it's just a whole cauliflower just roasted.
Yeah.
Comes out with a knife sticking in it like it's some sort of weird sacrifice.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
It's fucking delicious, though.
A very weird sacrifice.
Like spices and goodness.
Right. That's the name of the stuff they put on it. It's in the bottle actually just says, or the,
spices
jar.
And goodness.
Yeah, not and, but Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
Right. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, it is delicious. I should probably, still talking about it, I should probably, I'll put the link in my phone. I'll get it to you eventually, and it'll be on the website.
All right.
There's one thing I told you about that whole Wix app. I'm still waiting for people to chat with me. Maybe I need to initiate.
Yes.
But my phone alerts me every time we have someone on our website visiting.
Mm-hmm. You need to just start.
Nice,
you need to just start messaging people with like, "I see you."
I know. I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
But we actually get a decent amount of people on our website every day.
Right. Well, it's
My
all that
phone just
hardcore
beeps, so I'm like,
nudity.
oh, there's someone on our website right now. It's fun.
Well, yeah. Like
I should just start messaging randomly.
Yes.
Like, I love the swings in your backyard.
Right.
Huh?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You know,
The
just nice little how you doing messages like that.
Yeah, the old backyard sex swing.
Sure. Naturally. Everyone's got one of those, right?
I would assume.
Okay. At least one. I mean, you know.
Whatever.
Nah, I got nothing. Yeah.
How was your week, my friend?
It was pretty uneventful. Other than did I mention on the podcast last week that I finally got my medicine again, my antidepressant. I finally got that sorted out.
I don't know if you did it on a podcast.
Okay.
But you definitely told me.
Yeah. Okay. It's nice to have that back in my system. You know, because again, it establishes a floor for me. You know, I talk about this on the new Crazy Life and stuff too. But it was, you know, it's weird though because when you go on those, you know, I've talked before. Like they give me weird dreams sometimes. You know, and so I've been having kind of odd dreams again, and you know, so which isn't bad. They're not nightmares. At least they're not that. You know, they're just odd. You know, like weird stuff happens and you wake up and you're like, what the hell? You know, like because it feels real. And then you wake up, but you know it isn't. Like you wake up and you're like, that's totally crazy. But it still gives you that weird feeling like maybe it happened, you know?
So they're obviously very vivid dreams that they feel that real.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So,
man, I haven't had a dream like that in a long time.
Yeah, they're usually more prominent, like right as I'm getting on the medicine, you know, because they, you know, mess around with your brain a little bit. So
right.
Usually they kind of calm down, but you know, like I said, as long as they're not nightmares, I'm fine with it. You know, because that first of all, that means I'm getting into that state of sleep, which is good because I don't get to that point a lot. You know, and second of all, you know, if they're a little weird, it's not too bad. At least it's not like the, you know, being in a room that just is closing in on you and there's no exits. You know, that's way worse to wake up from.
While you're in your communicator yelling at your droid to turn off the trash compactors?
Yes. Never works, though. Never works. But yeah, that's about it for the week, other than, you know, I watched a couple of things. Like, I need to get caught up before we record here, because I'm kind of doing like a full week behind. But, you know, I told you I was probably going to start watching TNA wrestling because of the Hardys.
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
So I watched last week's episode, and basically the main reason I'm watching is I just want to see the Hardy stuff. Like, I really don't care that much about the rest, but I was like, you know, I haven't watched it in a while. Give it a chance, you know? So I watched the whole episode, and yeah, they're definitely not on the same level. They went back to did you ever see their 6-sided ring?
I remember hearing about it, but never really watched anything in it.
It's weird watching matches in a 6-sided ring. It's really awkward. Like, you can tell, like, when they run, they have to run on a different angle instead of just running, you know, straight up and down. They have to angle it a little bit so they don't run smack into a turnbuckle, you know,
right.
Stuff like that. So it changes the dynamic of everything.
Now, is it the 6-sided ring something that's just theirs? That's what they do every time?
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, they did it when TNA first started. They did it just to be different, which it was like, you know what, kudos to them for trying something different, you know?
Right.
And then after a while, they were like, this has got to go. Like, I think it was when Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash and stuff were all there, and they were kind of like, you know, no, let's try to make this like WWE light, you know? And,
right.
And so they got rid of it, and then as they've floundered around trying to figure out what they could do to bring people in, you know, they were like, oh, we're bringing back the 6-sided ring. And it's really odd watching matches, you know, but just watching the wrestling itself, it's like, they've got some people there with some talent and stuff, but it feels like it's missing something. Like there's something not. It reminds me of like WWE has NXT, which is like their developmental area,
Right.
And TNA feels like they're putting in quality that's under that. Kind of like it wasn't even in HD. It was, and that's not their fault. That's the network they're on, But
that seems bizarre in this day and age.
I know.
To be honest.
Yeah, it's so it's weird watching it because it feels like you're watching like a YouTube video on. Well, not even that, because hell, the phones have better,
Yeah, right. Like you're watching a YouTube video and you don't have the greatest cell coverage.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It downgrades the quality for you. But anyway, it wasn't that it was bad. Like they do some things that are really unique for them and stuff. And watching it, you always have to remember it's not WWE.
Right.
WWE is such a slick and polished presentation. And this is not that, because they don't want to be. They shouldn't want to be that as far as obviously financially you do. But anyway, but all this aside. There were some new Hardy's clips in there. And, I told you from the Deleter Decay that, Jeff Hardy he had been assaulted and was, horribly injured. Senior Benjamin got kidnapped. Vanguard got destroyed, it looks like. The Hardy, family essentially was in shambles at this point. So I had to watch to see what happened after all this.
Right.
Oh my God, was this hilarious. Like, dude, it shows Matt resurrects Nero. Like, he takes him out to the water and he's begging the 7 deities to resurrect.
Is this his like shitty backyard pond?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, all right, that water.
Right. So
with the dilapidated boat.
Yes. Oh, I can't remember the boat's name. The boat has a name, but I can't remember the name. The soul.
Is it dilapidated McDilapity face?
No, it's not. That'd be great though. No, but he takes him out to the water and he, dunks him into the water. And then when Jeff comes back up, he's got like a championship belt over his shoulder, and I can't remember what the gimmick it was. But he's doing some gimmick, and he starts doing an interview, and Matt just looks at him and is like, no, this is not the brother Nero I need, and dunks him again. And then when he brings him back up, Jeff's painted differently, like, because he wears face paint, So he has different face paint on and a different shirt and stuff. And Matt's like, yes, this is the brother Nero I need. It's ridiculous, So then he's like yelling out. He's like, Vanguard 1, I will find you. And then it shows him like going through the woods trying to find Vanguard. Right.
Right.
Well, he finds Vanguard and Vanguard's like stuck in a tree. And for those who don't know, Vanguard 1 is a drone. So he gets Vanguard 1 down. And he's like, no, Vanguard, no. And then he like falls on the ground and he's like crying about Vanguard being like dead. And then they do like this montage.
Oh my God.
They do this like montage of Jeff basically having fond memories of Vanguard. And like it shows him at first, Senior Benjamin's doing yard work. And you see Vanguard flying really low to the ground, basically blowing grass clippings off the driveway, And
right.
I noticed up in the upper right corner, it says landscape mode. And then it shows him a minute later, and Vanguard and Senior Benjamin are playing chess. And Senior Benjamin makes a move, and then Vanguard basically just wrecks the table. Because I think he moves into check, and I think Vanguard, shows Vanguard basically doing the equivalent of flipping the board.
What a drone does, the table flip.
Yeah. But then I realized up in the upper right-hand corner, it says something like board game supremacy mode or supreme board game playing mode, or it was something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I got to start watching this upper right corner whenever it's in Vanguard's perspective, because they're clearly writing jokes to put up there also,
right.
But then Matt prays to the 7 deities, of course, and resurrects Vanguard, and then go ahead.
Have they Have they touched on what these 7 deities are?
I don't think they've really fully gotten into it. If they have, it was before I started paying attention. So it might be out there. I just don't know.
Because, I mean, if there's 7 deities that he's praying to, we all know who Odin is.
Kevin. Oh, I thought you meant Kevin Nash.
Well, I guess if you're looking at, IMDb credits,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He's not on TNA, but so he then sends Vanguard to go find Senor Benjamin, right?
Okay.
So shows Vanguard flying, and you see, it shows inside this building, and Senor Benjamin's like chained up or whatever, and Vanguard sees him and is like, tells in the little up right hand corner thing. It says like Senor Benjamin, and it lists like landscaper friend, supreme chess player, something else like on this list of things about Senor Benjamin. And then he basically tells Benjamin that he's going to go get Matt. Matt comes back and goes, "What kind of dilapidated erection is this?" before he goes into the building, and I lost it. I could not stop laughing.
You said dilapidated erection.
Yes. And he goes into...
I almost want that as a sound drop.
Right. Well,
when we're talking about something sexy.
So he goes in and rescues him and everything and gets him back. And then basically, a little bit later in the show, Matt, his wife, and Nero are in the ring, cutting a promo on Decay. And then, Decay comes out. And it's funny because, so of course, they have a pay-per-view coming up called Bound for Glory, which is TNA's WrestleMania, basically.
Okay.
So they challenge Decay. I guess the two guys in Decay are the tag team champions. So Matt and Nero are challenging them for the belts at Bound for Glory. But Matt says, I can't remember the wording of it though, but Matt basically challenges them to make the whole world the battleground, basically. So
false count anywhere.
That's what I'm reading into. I was like, well, okay. But given the way this has gone, I feel like there's going to be something weird about, like, it's not just going to be false count anywhere. Okay, at one point, Abyss from the Decay goes, so does that mean that we can fight in the pits of hell and all the way up to the pinnacle of heaven or something like that? And he's like, if so, you're on. And I'm like, oh God, please tell me they're going to stage Hell in Heaven. Because if they do, this will easily be the greatest thing that's ever been done in wrestling history.
Wow.
If they stage a fight for them in heaven and hell. You picture like in heaven, and then like the 7 deities will like help Matt to victory, like as partners.
Well, I mean, if there's one thing that the historical records have shown, is that these guys bring about world peace.
69, dude.
It's true. It is true.
It's true.
It's very true.
I've seen the historical movies.
I've seen the
titled Bill
documentaries.
and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes. So yeah, I haven't watched this week's Impact yet, so I can't give this week's update. But this is easily becoming my favorite thing in all the wrestling world. Like, no question. Maybe my favorite thing in wrestling in years.
Right?
Because it's so ridiculous, but it's so you can't not watch it. Like once you start, you start going, well, I got to see what happens because it's so ridiculous. I want to see how they keep evolving it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm Googling Brother Nero dilapidated erection.
Yeah, you might not, I was going to say, I don't know if you'll find it there or not, but I'll post the link to TNA's YouTube. I'll try to grab a couple of the Hardy pulls from this past week's Impact so that, people can watch it. Because they definitely have the Matt's Search for Vanguard 1. I'm looking at it right now. And then there's a Deleter Decay the Aftermath, which is, I believe, when Nero is resurrected from the water. But I don't know if they show the whole thing with Vanguard 1, and Senor Benjamin. I would hope so, because, man, why wouldn't you have that in there?
Right.
So
Agreed.
it's so ridiculous, though. Easily. It's funny, though, too. Like, the TNA crowd didn't really pop for most of the people coming out. Like, there were a couple that got a pop on the night, but when Matt and Nero and or Rebecca, whatever her name is, they were all in the ring. And as they started talking, as soon as they get to the part where, you know, Nero's like, I will render you obsolete. And then they start an obsolete, delete, and the crowd's going loud as hell with it. It's so over, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. But it's kind of weird because I'm like, man, you know, TNA better hope that they stick around.
Yeah, they gotta make sure they don't run it into the ground.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is they have to figure out, like, where to go with it. That's, you know, them putting them against the, the Decay group is really good, because the Decay is basically like, you know, they're horror-based kind of things, and they're weird and such. So it makes a good, it's very much, it's good and evil. It's, you know, like in wrestling all the time, but it's kind of a bigger, more dramatic version of it, you know, so it works. Once they're done with their program with Decay, is it still going to work? You know, because before that it was Matt versus Jeff.
Right.
But that's not the case anymore, because, you know, now he's Nero and whatever he's called. I forgot what he's called now. It's not Broken Nero, it's something else. But anyway.
Resuscitated, dilapidated Nero.
Right.
It's just a good word.
So good. So anyway,
Dilapidated.
There's your, I don't even know what you want to call it, your Hardy's update or whatever. And I don't mean the, you know, Hardy's Carl's Jr. presents, you know, nothing like that.
Right.
But yeah, like, again, I keep saying, like, if you have any interest in wrestling and you're not watching this, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. They didn't even wrestle. Like, there was no wrestling involved. It was just the dramatic angles and the video stuff that was shot are just so ridiculous. Also brilliant.
That is just quite silly.
Yep.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, me too. So yeah,
excuse me.
That's been about it.
Since we're talking about Vanguard 1,
yeah,
I have kind of a story that I saw that is kind of related, and it might have been Vanguard 1 for all we know.
Could have been.
So, you know, Dirty Jobs, that classic show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike Rowe, there's apparently footage of him out there somewhere of him totally nude.
Oh boy!
Because he was. I'll just read what he wrote.
All right.
Says, early this morning, deep in the middle of some strange gardening dream, I was awakened by the sound of a giant bumblebee hovering a few inches from my ear. As I slowly entered a more conscious state, I realized the sound was not coming from a bee in a dream, nor, for that matter, a bee in reality. It was coming from something much larger, just outside my bedroom window. Dressed in my favorite pair of non-existent pajamas, I leapt from my bed and pulled the drapes aside. There, not 3 feet in front of me, was a camera, dangling from the underside of a drone. The red light was on, and the camera was rolling. I was slow to react, partly because I was still waking up, and partly because my first instinct when confronted with a camera is to say something pithy, Mr. Rowe wrote. I can't help it. I've been saying things to cameras for the last 30 years, and old habits die hard. Well, this morning I had no words for the outrage I felt at such an intrusion. I was incensed as Freddie egged me on with a chorus of snarls and barks. I moved into my second instinct, an irresistible urge to blow the contraption out of the sky, which apparently he pulled a 12-gauge shotgun from under his bed.
Oh, my.
Yes. So in no time, I was out on a deck downstairs about 15 feet below the electronic peeping Tom. The drone had moved even closer to my window. I could see the camera panning left to right. I could hear my dog unleashing a level of indignation usually reserved for raccoons and feral cats. Somewhere in the logical part of my brain, it occurred to me that nothing good could come from an angry B-list celebrity standing on his deck with no clothes and a loaded shotgun. But I was not really in touch at that moment with the logical part of my brain. I was focused only on the joy that would follow the roar of the Mossberg and the satisfying sprinkle of cheap plastic that would rain down upon my deck. He then chambered around, but then he froze. I'd like to tell you I stopped because I realized that discharging my weapon in such a fashion should be frowned upon by the local constables, he wrote. But really what stopped me was the realization that somewhere nearby a drone operator was staring at his monitor, pondering the image of a very naked guy with a very familiar face, pointing a shotgun into the lens of his GoPro, and looking every bit as crazy as Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. I froze because I could see the video that might very well appear on the local news. The same video that might soon appear on my mom's computer screen with the headline, Dirty Jobs Guy Totally Loses. Loses it, gets naked and shoots a drone. So he put all this on Facebook to kind of like beat whatever might come out.
Right, sure. It's funny because of who he names, but like the first thing that popped into my head was that felt more like a Cousin Eddie moment than anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, can you blame him?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think before, if he realized he was that nude, you would have thought he would have grabbed, some sort of covering and,
I think just in that moment, it's like me with the leaves on my windshield.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's funny, though, because it is such an intrusion, Like, why are you outside the guy's bedroom window? Like,
some ghoul.
Yeah, that's clearly not someone who's just happens to be enjoying a nice, flying around their drone, having fun. That's someone who's clearly trying to...
Looking for nudes.
Yeah, somebody's trying to be a creep. So they deserved, like if that thing got shot out of the sky.
I mean, I know drones have decent range, but he couldn't have been that far away.
No, yeah, exactly.
really wants you to be like, I don't know. I like drones. If I had one, I'd fly around and do fun shit with it.
Yeah.
But stuff like that is just...
Yeah, it's obviously the downsides to them existing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even get it.
Yeah, because you don't generally hear stories about like a paparazzi climbing a ladder trying to video in someone's house. Usually there's that boundary basically.
Right.
And then but with this, it's essentially non-intrusive until someone realizes that you're being intrusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just flying it around. Hey, no harm, no foul. And then all of a sudden they're like, why are you videoing inside my window?
I mean, that would be like if, whoever's flying the drone had a neighbor that had a pool and, a couple of daughters. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to fly over the pool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, well, hell, that could even start as something mostly innocent, like I'm just gonna fly over the pool, see some sexy ladies sunning themselves, like not nude, but you know what I mean. And then they just happen to be nude, like oh shit,
Right. Oh shit, better get closer.
Yeah, obviously, right. Oh man.
Yeah. So there you go, Mike Rowe, totally nude with a shotgun.
Nice.
And it's no hobo with a shotgun.
No, but I'll tell you, if nudes of you are gonna get out there, why not have a shotgun?
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's stupid. Not what he did. I have no problem with what he did.
No, I'm a big Mike Rowe fan.
I was really hoping that the story was going to finish with him, dropping that sumbitch out of the sky, 'cause
exactly.
I remember reading a story about that before where people, someone shot someone's drone and then the person who owned the drone took him to court and I was like, fuck you. Like you were flying in their yard. Like,
yep.
I'm sorry, if my property level should go, or, the privacy part of that should go all the way up. Like, like in the NFL, the pylon or the goal line goes all the way around the world the way they describe it, I kind of feel that way with property too. Like if you want to come over my property, you should have to ask me to record over that area.
It's one thing if he had all the lights on and all his shades are open, he's walking around naked.
Yeah, just helicoptering at the window or something, or out on the patio,
But he was sleeping in bed.
Yeah.
And the thing was outside of his window.
Right. And he said, it sounded like he said he had his curtains closed, but obviously he threw them open because he was like, what the hell's out there? Because especially if your bedroom's upstairs, be like, what is right outside my window that's making that much noise?
Oh shit, the machines have risen.
Yeah. That's a huge bee. You just
Yeah,
hear,
it's pretty outrageous.
yeah, I agree.
But speaking of hobo of a shotgun, that was Salty Language episode 6. We want to go way back in time.
That's right. I forgot we did that early in our run. I don't know why I was thinking that was a little further.
Way back in time.
Oh man, that was so much fun though. That movie was
September
so much fun
9th
to watch.
even, 2011.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. That movie was a lot of fun to watch and talk about. Unlike Thor.
Yeah, Almighty Thor.
Thor was not fun to watch. It was fun to talk about, not fun to watch.
I gotta say, I hope the people that listen to us follow us on Twitter. Because the other day, Brian,
because you just retweeted.
Stuff.
I was going to say you just retweeted the micro nudes.
Yes, I did.
How awful is that though? Too that the headline really is going to read micro nudes. You know.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
The
for his sake,
nude.
I hope he's hung like FDR. You know.
Exactly.
That's a callback, kids.
That wasn't a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh man, that's even weirder. He just beat off and then shot it out of the sky.
Oh, wow, that would actually be impressive.
Yeah, I mean that's a hell of a. That's some powerful arcing right there.
Yeah, really. Like, damn, that's some prostate strength. If that's a thing.
It's like a howitzer. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying
howitzer. God, what was I saying, Brian?
I totally derailed you there. Sorry about that. Couldn't help myself.
That's all right. It's wow, that really fucked me. Oh, so if you follow Twitter, and I sure hope people do, because earlier this week I did the old clamor game again, and goddamn, you had one that made me. I was tearing up.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it made me laugh when I listened to it.
Was it the hooker one?
Yes. Yeah, definitely was the hooker one.
Because it made me laugh so hard. In fact, you know what?
What, do you have it?
Well, because I have Clamor on my phone. So.
Sure, as one should.
I'm going to play it.
Excellent.
Because I was like, I'm going to start perusing, and I'm sure there's some good stuff here. Yada, yada, blah, blah. Oh, God damn it. This sucks. Hold on.
This is riveting.
I know, this is thrilling, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm
people
sorry.
are like, oh man, I'm on the edge of my seat. You're not.
Nope, all right. Unfortunately, because the way, goddamn Clamor works, you can't really name them.
Oh,
I guess you can. I just need to change it.
It should be in our playlist. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
That's AFB the problem.
Well, there's kraut with it or something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And the bun's stale. Oh, of course. Day old is cheaper.
Is that, fuck yeah, it is.
That's why I always get day old hookers. Wait, that sounded really bad.
Now, that's from episode 44, The Watcher Watches. And I would recommend, because that part's funny.
Real quick,
I would recommend you go listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Because after that moment, we started talking about preemie hookers.
Oh, God.
And I was kind of Muppet Babies.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because when I said day old, it was like, I didn't mean they were born the day previous. I meant, yeah. Plus, the title of that show is great, too. I love that one.
We went into a whole thing about,
Because if I'm not mistaken, the title of the show comes from us talking about how the Watcher is a creep, right?
Yes.
Yep, okay.
And we actually covered that within like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
One of our opening salvos, if you will.
Much like Mike Rowe.
Yes. The old
Naturally.
Hitting him with the old Roweitzer.
Roweitzer. Yes, exactly.
Oh, man. Jeez. All right. So, yeah, that was a good time, though. Yeah, that I saw when you started posting those, I listened to them because, as we've talked about before on here, like, I have no clue what is said in past episodes unless something kind of jogs my memory a little bit,
Right.
So, yeah, when I heard that, I just lost it because I remembered that, and I forgot about what was going into the next part of it, though, but...
it got a little silly.
Yeah, well, we'll do that, yeah.
And it's fun when I do that because, fuck, I didn't bring that piece of paper home with me. Oh, I guess I won't be working this weekend. I always find at least something that I can, put in as a bit for a best of.
Right.
And that one, it's going to be sneak preview, listeners. It's going to be the time when I went to a dance recital.
Oh, geez. I remember parts of that, but I can't remember why that stands out in my head. So, anyway, but I don't want you to spurl it, or re-spurl it. I don't know. I think I have.
I think I've got audio, Brian.
Yeah.
Of Mike Rowe out on his deck with his Roweitzer.
Sure.
Maybe. Or not, I guess. There it is.
I'll tell you what, if it makes that kind of noise when it goes off, the recoil of that alone's got to hurt. I
know, right?
You got to have, I hope, you got to like stand a certain way probably so that you don't get knocked on your ass when you.
Maybe it's this one.
Yeah.
I've discovered recently there's tons of albums with sound effects on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
It opens up a whole new world for me.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Also awesome.
But that or the Roweitzer?
Well, that's terrifying. I mean,
fucking Roweitzer.
That's the name of the show. There's no way that's not the name of the show. Just picturing him hunkering down like he's James Hetfield playing guitar.
I've been
the old machine gun stance,
Like, I've been trying to put up an image on Instagram for every, I did it for a while and I stopped. I did it for a while. And this week with frying physics, I had a real hard time finding anything that I liked.
I don't doubt that. Yeah. That's
so
a tough
I was
one.
like, and I didn't have time just because of my fucking work. I didn't have time to do any photoshopping.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to Photoshop our heads onto some scientists and just surround them with fried food.
Naturally.
I just didn't have time.
Sure.
But I'm going to make time for the Roweitzer.
Excellent. I can't wait to see what happens.
Because you have to.
Yeah. 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 Everyone demands it. What can you do?
Everyone demands it.
Yep. Oh, man. So, yeah. So you got anything else?
Oh, I guess Spotify. Just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of it's kind of like a callback.
Okay.
To an earlier story we did a few weeks ago. Do you remember, Brian? Do you remember?
Geez. See, when people do the member thing, you're not current on South Park, are you?
Negative.
Okay.
I haven't watched South Park in a long time.
Fair enough. They have these things in there called member berries. And they're like these grapes that are like, you remember, right? You remember? And they just keep doing that. And it's basically hearkening back to olden times when things were not as good and more racist and such. Anyway, go ahead.
Wow. Well, so we talked about Country Grammar, Nelly, how it went like, iridium or whatever.
Yeah. Iridium. Nice.
It hit some crazy level.
Yeah, right.
Well, it just recently broke that he...
nice choice of words.
That Nelly was in major debt to the IRS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So what Spin Magazine did is a proposal to listeners that they should stream his songs on Spotify for 176,547 times. So it's become a thing. And like Spotify says that the streams of Nelly during peak listening hours have tripled.
Wow.
Because people are just streaming Nelly to try to help him out.
Sure, and that's all you got to do. Like, because he gets like a penny for, every 14 streams or something.
Yeah, I know they don't get paid shit.
Right.
But apparently it's hashtag Save Nelly.
Right. That makes sense.
And then this article right here has a convenient link to a Spotify playlist.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Save Nelly was trending on Twitter the one night, and I was like, oh, shit, what happened to Nelly? You know, because, you know, I was like, man, don't tell me, you know, something bad happened. And then I read that, and I was like, oh, boy. So, yeah, that's... I like that, because it's something people can do.
I like the solution.
Yeah, right? I like that, too.
Yeah, it's like, hey, here's a solution. Listen up to some of them sick jams.
Right, and it doesn't cost people money. Like, they can just listen to some music. Like, hey, I'm going to listen anyway. You know, whatever. I mean, maybe you weren't going to listen to a bunch of Nelly all night, but, whatever, you know.
I'm not opposed to listening to Nelly all night.
Nope. I listened to Country Grammar just the other night, actually. I listened to most of the album. Because I was like, it kind of reminded, when we talked about it, I was like, man, I haven't listened to that album in a long time. So I decided to go through and re-listen to it.
It is a solid album.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Solid as a rock.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to know that my one listen contributed like 1/1,000,000th of a cent to helping Nelly out. I feel like I did some good in the world, you know?
Exactly.
That offsets all the evil I do on a daily basis.
You wouldn't download a car, would you? Yeah, actually,
I would.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Here comes Aquaman. Give me one of them sick iRocks.
Oh, boy.
It's like, Aquaman, you still have dial-up.
Yeah, they're like, Aquaman, the used car lot's around the corner, dude, seriously. It's like, man, that place is too expensive. What kind of money you think I make? Because, you know, Atlantis money doesn't translate because it's just like seashells, basically. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everyone up here is like, no, sorry. No, your starfish aren't worth anything up here. Her starfish, maybe. No. What?
Her starfish.
Terrible. I made a butt joke.
I noticed. Now, see, all Aquaman has to do is hop on eBay. There's an 87 Camaro IROC Z for $9,000.
I'm sure Batman will co-sign or something for him.
Oh, I should have scrolled more.
Should say Bruce Wayne.
$3,500.
Nice. Classy.
Fucking IROC Z.
That's classic.
I mean, I've never been a big Camaro fan, but
don't lie.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I like the old Camaros.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I'm not even really a big fan of the new ones.
No?
Although the 2016 Z20s, those are pretty sick. Mm-hmm. But
so you're saying you wouldn't throw yourself across the hood like Tawny Katane?
Oh, I definitely would.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Yeah. In the dress and everything.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Just flopping your beard around.
You're trying to get that butt clap move the ladies do.
Sure.
Well, my lower back's a little sore, so that'd probably really fuck me up.
I love the butt clap move that the ladies do. That's, oddly enough, one of the songs off your new album.
I know, right? That's actually a working title of my next album in general.
It's a really long title, but that's all right. I don't, you know.
I'm going to take the, classic club banging music and then do it lounge style.
You'll do that.
Call it the classic butt clap ladies or music the ladies are into.
No, that the ladies do. So you can't even remember.
The ladies do. You're right. I'm a mess.
It's like last week when you forgot what your blog name was, like a minute after you said it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, VF, for tweeting me.
Yeah, good looking out, VF.
And I have started putting notes together for my, what craft beer is my side bitch.
Oh man, Tony soon to be starting a riot on the internet.
I hope so.
What are you gonna do? These kids these days. Yeah, that's fair.
I said I was gonna do it, so I have to at least do it.
That's true. You do. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. No, you're right. You should do one, especially that one, because you already put the idea out there, and it's something you can work on. So
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to write a review of your blog. That's what I'm going to do. I think that's my thing is I'm just going to do, you write blogs and then I'll review them, like critique them, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah. Like, you know, like I'm a movie critic. Although each week it's probably just going to be like, hated it. And that's it, you know? It'll just be a gif of men on film. Hated it. And that's it.
Hated it. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a great idea, Brian.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
Yep. All right. So,
as of for random news stories, that's about all I got.
Yeah, I really don't have much this week. It's been really uneventful as far as stuff goes for me, you know?
I know, right? It's been weird.
Like, even as I've been reading stuff, nothing's really, like, jumped out at me, you know?
Right.
I mean, you know, we're a week away from Luke Cage premiering on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's pretty awesome, but...
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'll be binge watching that next weekend, so...
Damn straight.
Yeah, I'll be straightening that out. I finally watched the season finale of The Walking Dead, which, you know, aired, like, months ago. I had watched every other episode of the season except the finale. And I had no real reason that I didn't watch it. I just didn't. And last night, Jared made a comment in our group about, you know, a character being revealed in that episode. And I was like, oh, yeah, I still got to watch that. And he's like, well, they just put it in Netflix. So I was like, oh, convenient, because... You know,
how awesome.
I was already watching Netflix at the time, so I was like, oh, well, when I'm done watching, you know, what I'm watching, I'll finally watch it. And I gotta say, because the character's name is Negan, that they unveil as a, you know, bad guy or whatever. And the guy who plays him does a great job. Like, they did a great job with that. So, yeah. But anyway, that's about it. I was trying to think of stuff I've watched on, like, Netflix or Hulu this week, but I haven't really watched all that much. So,
yeah, we, you know, did a little season premiere of
I take it back.
Lucifer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Fear the Walking Dead season 2. Been watching that, but I mean,
is it? Yeah, the first season of that never grabbed me. Is it about the same, or is it?
It's about the, you know, it grabbed me enough that I was like, well, let me see what these dopes are into this season.
Yeah,
basically.
I couldn't find myself caring about the characters enough. I couldn't do it. So it's too bad, because I love The Walking Dead, but whatever, you know, just not for me, I guess. No big deal.
Exactly.
I forgot.
No big deal indeed.
They've put the final season, or season 3 of Penny Dreadful, in Netflix also. And I had already watched the first 2 seasons, so I was like, why not? I'll just, there's like 9 episodes. I was like, I'll finish the run, you know? And yeah, that show it started off strong and just went, downhill for me.
Kind of ended weird.
Yeah.
I barely paid attention to it.
Yeah. I didn't love the final season.
From my understanding, it ended weird.
Yeah, I didn't love the 3rd season. It just wasn't, I don't know. There were some interesting characters that I wish they would have done more with, that they developed or they brought into the show, but they didn't really develop them, you know?
Right.
So, like, they bring in this, like, strong ass-kicking woman that befriends, Miss Ives in the show or whatever, but they don't, they just show that she's an ass kicker. They don't really give you much of real backstory on her. And they could have really done something with her character, and just, they were like, oh, she needs a couple more allies to this season for, to fight Dracula. So we're just going to, like, here you go, basically. That's what it felt like. So,
you want allies? You got them, little lady.
Yeah. And I think part of it had to do with, like, it seemed like they didn't full on know that this was going to be the final season. So I'm wondering if maybe they had the first half of the season done, and then Showtime was like, hey, we're not picking you back up, and they were like, oh, well, let's end the show then. Like, let's write an ending, because the second half of the season feels kind of mushed, They try to tie everybody's stories up, but it feels like they could have used a few more episodes.
That's the impression I got, and I'm pretty sure that's what Jeannie said too. Was that it was just like it seemed like since they were getting canceled, they tried to cram as much shit in as they can and left a lot of loose ends.
Right. And I appreciate it. Well, I mean, it also, I guess maybe you could look at it as go, hey, let's leave some loose ends just in case like Netflix picks us up or whatever.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to happen because of how it ended. But you never know. It's a weird show, so they could do, weird stuff. But I don't know. The idea was cool, but I just think it kind of lost its steam as it went on. So, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been it. I haven't really haven't watched anything else. I've been tuning in. I like turn on Adult Swim, just watching, whatever they have on, especially if I see the words Rick and Morty. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
I can't get enough of that damn show. So. I'm like tempted to go buy the dang like seasons of it if there's seasons that are available because I want to just watch it all the time and not have to wait for it to come back on. And I don't have a DVR in my room. Otherwise, I would have just DVR'd it when they do like the season run of it, Then I'd have it at my fingertips.
Yo, fingertips?
Yeah. I guess I haven't looked. Maybe it's on their app. Maybe it's on demand on their app.
I never checked. I downloaded the Adult Swim app briefly, and I was not a fan.
Same here.
I don't think I could Chromecast with it. That's why I was like, fuck this.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good reason to not want to have anything to do with it, I guess.
Right?
It's going to be a poopy pants like that. And not
delicious water.
I don't know about delicious, but it's water. Oh, actually, your water is pretty good. Forgot you guys get that fancy bottle as I grab my lapel.
Hell yeah.
Shit. All right, well, I guess actually, before we get into the Q, the W, I have a what do you call it here? One of them, shut up and take my monies.
Oh, you mean one of these?
69, dude!
Yep, that's exactly it.
Oh, wait, one of these.
Shut up and take my money.
Oh, all right. Yes. So, Funko's been announcing, because New York Comic Con's coming up. They've been, and before the bigger conventions especially, Funko basically is like, here's all these Funko Pops that are exclusives to the con, which most of the time there's at least one or two that make me cry because I couldn't go try to get one. At San Diego, they had Brack and Zorak from Space Ghost. And I couldn't get them. I missed it. Like, they were available online for like $20 or $30, whatever, and I didn't have the money, so that kind of sucks. Now they're like $50 a piece, The year before, they had the Robot Devil from Futurama with the golden fiddle, which I really wanted. Those go for, about $150 or so bucks now. And anyway, this year for New York Comic Con, they've unveiled a whole bunch, but there's one. They're making a Killing Joke Joker, and he's in his how the one scene in the book where he's got like the floral shirt on and he's holding the camera. He's got like the big purple hat like he normally wears or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, they're making one of those for the New York Comic Con, and I'm hoping, because sometimes they make them available at stores like Hot Topic or Barnes and Noble afterward. So I'm hoping that they're available there, because if not, I'm going to be sad panda, because I really want this one. And, of course it's a stupid freaking, con
exclusive. Yeah.
It stinks when you collect stuff and they make ones that you would really want, and the only way to get it is to go to something that's prohibitive for a lot of people. I don't know. I know it makes sense. They do it because, it's a draw and all this kind of stuff, but it also really sucks for some people. Because a lot of times, if you don't get them at the con, they go to like $50 right away.
Right.
And that makes it prohibitive. Like, I just won't spend that on one of those, Like, unless I thought for some reason it was going to, like, balloon in value, So, yeah. But it's really cool. They did a great job on it. So, that's my show.
I assume you're going to have a link for everyone to pay attention to.
Well, I have a link that shows it. Like, some of the New York Comic Con, the other ones that they've got, too,
Fair enough.
So, but it's not available for sale yet, so I can't,
Right.
I can't put anything like that.
Sons of bitches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so there's that there. Sent you the link.
I always like those con exclusive. I can't talk. Always liked those con exclusive things.
Yeah, me too. It does stink when you can't go to the cons though, like, and you want something. It's like, man, like, I know you got to make it limited and all that stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I wish there was a way that everybody could get them, but then they wouldn't be as collectible and blah, blah,
Right.
Whereas, like,
Still,
I buy these things because I just like them. I'm not buying them for collectability. I'm buying them because I just really dig them. Like, I got the one for my birthday. I got the Clark Kent. I think I talked about it last week, the Clark Kent Superman one where he's peeling his shirt and stuff open.
Trying to figure out where to put his clothes and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's, easily my favorite one. And it's not, it's a Hot Topic exclusive, but, it's not, I don't know if that'll be valuable at any point, and I don't care because that's one I wouldn't want to sell. So
yeah, it's for you.
Yep. So
not those other savages out there.
You damn right.
Damn right.
All right. Let's do some Q the W, I guess, unless you got something else.
No.
Yep.
I don't.
I don't either.
QW. Last week, Brian, we asked the people, the fabulous listening audience, what is the craziest thing you would actually do?
Yeah.
I got a couple Facebook answers here, my friend.
All right.
We got Big Dev from Tons of Podcasts. I'm not going to name.
Sure.
Sorry, Dev. He says, you mean outside of telling the story about listening to my roommate trying to and successfully knocking out some knuckle babies?
That was a great story.
That was a great story. I got nothing. I'm what the kids call a basic bitch.
There's got to be something. Whether it's, trying a sauce that people say will melt your innards or, it doesn't have to be like throw yourself out of an airplane or something grand. It's just, like what's crazy to everybody is different.
Well, we had to twist his arm almost off to get him to go to the Hopcat.
That's true. He should have put, I've already done it because I hung out with you two. He should have put something like that.
That would have been funny too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that, and we also had Heno. Once again, man of many podcasts, but
true.
Most notably, co-host of The Crazy Life.
That's the only one that matters. Yeah. No.
He says, see my B-list bucket list. Winky face.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. He's the only person who's sent that in to this point, so.
Oh, wow. The one-man army.
Yeah.
He's a loyal, salty language soldier.
He is. So do you want me to read it, or do you want to just leave it a secret for now?
I'll leave that up to you, my friend.
You're not helping.
I'm not a very helpful guy.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll read one of his items. How's that?
There you go.
It may not be. Sorry, I was just reading down the list. Anyway, I'll give his number 5 reason. Or his number 5 item on the list, which is sex on a bus stop bench, middle of the day in a busy street. That's pretty crazy.
Then.
That's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Because there's, what if the bus shows up and you're not finished? Then you miss your bus. That's insane. No?
I'm looking for...
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were looking for a different drop.
Seductive than sex.
I
thought you were going to play the 69 one there.
Oh, that's on a different page.
Oh.
69, dudes!
Unlike the previous version of this app where I could cram as many buttons on the screen as I wanted to, this unlimited. I know, right?
Disappointment. You should write the company a strongly worded letter.
Yes, it'll be 3 letters in this letter. It'll be...
I like it.
Perfect.
All right, so you got any other answers? Or
That's it.
Yeah,
2 from the face page.
That's it.
How about all the overwhelming responses you got?
Too many to read, Tony. Too many to read.
What?
So many that I can't, they're none defined to read. Or at least that I saw, unless I overlooked them. And I don't remember reading any, though, so I don't think I overlooked them.
I don't recall seeing any on Twitter either. I mean, maybe we're wrong, and someone's going to be like, you savage assholes, you didn't read my thing.
That's fine. Wouldn't be the first time we'd be called savage assholes.
This is true. It's the name of our band, actually, the Savage Assholes.
Right. We only do covers of Savage Garden songs.
Yes. That would be hilarious. So, this week, Brian, something very simple. It's, what do you believe would be the worst theme for a party?
Wow. That's, wow. That's a good question.
Right.
You know, the one that popped into my head right away was like some sort of a party around someone having an abortion. You know, like a congratulations on your abortion type of party. That seems pretty awful. But I guess depending on the sense of humor of the people, it could also be glorious. I don't know. Oh my God, that's something we have to talk about before we get out of here. But anyway.
All right.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna go with that because that seems really awful.
An abortion party.
Yeah, an abortion party.
I mean, I was leaning towards like a Carrie themed party because it involves pig's blood and everyone dies in a fire.
I mean, I can live with that. Wow, that seems really specific. So yeah, I can live with that.
All right, so there you go. There's our answers. Goddamn abortion parties,
right,
and Carrie parties.
Man.
So listening audience,
show me what you got.
I love that drop.
Speaking of Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
Did I just say Marty? I think I said Marty. Rick and Morty.
Marty!
Yeah, Rick and Marty. I'll tell you what. So, the other thing that I totally forgot, but when we were talking about wrestling stuff I wanted to throw in and I forgot, is, and I can't play it on the show because, copyright stuffs, but we'll have the video for it. There's a wrestler by the name of Bobby Roode, okay? And,
Bobby Roode.
Yes.
All right.
And he just came to NXT. He's been around like TNA for a long, long time. And they just brought him to NXT. And his intro song is called like, I forgot what it's called, but it's like Glorious Something. And this song is ridiculous. Okay. It's one of my favorite, like if I play this, will you be able to hear it?
I think so.
Okay, you got to at least.
Sure.
Okay, you got to at least hear the intro stuff, intro part of this.
All right.
See, it's playing, but there's no sound coming, so never mind.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like basically the song starts, and it's got this real like orchestral kind of sound, and then it's like glorious. And it's like dun 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 dun, and it's like he's in his like Ric Flair looking robe, lights are shining on him, and he's just spinning around. Basically, like it is the most over the top thing, but it's so good.
Is it on the YouTubes?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Like I can give you a link to the video I was going to use, but the story isn't necessarily about this song, but it kind of is. So actually, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop, let you listen to a song, and then we'll pick back up.
All right.
Okay, so Tony's listened to it now. So what do you think, Tony?
It's pretty glorious.
Yeah, right. Oh, Jesus.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's great.
I like the little photo or theme song bombing video.
Yeah.
Although...
Go ahead.
I was like, although part of me is like, that's pretty funny, but the other part's like, it just feels like he's too in on it at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It started, that video that I showed you is like a compilation of them. They were posting like on their Instagram, I think it was, or Snapchat, I don't remember which it was. They would just post like where they would just be in an event and get him and stuff. And I think at first, I don't remember if he was totally like on board. Like in the one I showed you, like it shows them doing something and the music's playing and he's just looking like, really guys? And then he kind of, bobs his head like, yes. I don't remember if he did that originally. I think originally they kind of just caught him out of nowhere with it basically. And he was just like, like really guys, but yeah, I was with you though, when you were watching it, when you said that, it would make an interesting Snapchat game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that would be something real fun to do.
Yeah.
Just pick a song and pick one person.
Yep.
And annoy the shit out of them with that song.
Right. Exactly. But
I might do that to my kids.
I like that idea. It's a good idea.
I need a song though. I don't know what I would pick.
Glorious. Just use that song.
Is it on Spotify?
I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if WWE puts their stuff on Spotify.
Oh, God damn it. I just hit the wrong button on my computer and I was trying to install Spotify again. I don't need it installed twice.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Let's see here. Pull it up on the old tablet.
Yeah.
Come on, load, because I'm all the way out here. Oh, it might play the old, the Roweitzer. There we go. We got out of that.
Oh boy! Yikes!
Here, do a little WWE search action.
Oh my god! I should cut all of this out.
Nah,
it's so awful.
Oh jeez. Top WWE song, Brian.
Glorious, right? Told you. Knew it.
Just gonna get the glorious in.
Yeah.
There you go. So I can do that to my kids.
Excellent. That's perfect.
Because it's on Spotify.
Right.
And that makes life a lot easier.
I bet a lot of people are doing this and sending Bobby Roode or Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano the results, because why wouldn't you,
Yeah, it's true.
Because they probably love it, But yeah. Good times, though.
That is something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
let me add this to my library.
Yeah, I forgot. I've actually been meaning to talk to you about that song for weeks because of how great it is, and I keep forgetting. So thanks to Fluffy Bunny Ash, actually, she sent me that video with Gargano and Ciampa doing the photo bombing or whatever with it, or song bombing, however you want.
That'll work.
Yeah.
So that is officially saved to my Spotify library.
I like it. So, all right, that's all I got. You got more? You got more?
Wait, Brian.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just wait a second, because everything's got to reload over here.
Your Kindle's killing us tonight.
We haven't talked about yet.
Oh, geez, yeah, I do. I can't believe we almost skated out of here without talking about it.
I mean, jeez, I don't know how loud this is going to be.
Very.
Probably.
Dude Mountain.
That's so ridiculous.
I still haven't put the thunder stuff in it yet.
Yeah, I know.
I was busy fucking off my Kindle tonight.
Yeah, you'll do that. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, the ascent to the top of Dude Mountain. Week 2 is now in the books.
Week 2.
And I don't have the standings in front of me. I know Jared's in first.
Well, I can tell you the top 3 right now.
Okay, good enough.
As of Friday, September 23rd, Dude Mountain is currently being ruled by number 1, FRJ, The Verge.
Yeah.
Up there with his Roweitzer.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That's what the R in FDR stands for. Fat Dick Roweitzer.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Number 2, Brian.
Yeah.
We got Big Dev himself, Devry.
Wow, that's a switch from last year. He went from bottom to top.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's like Drake says, started from the bottom, now we're here.
That's right. I'm sure Dev's going to love that you used the Drake reference with him.
I figured he would.
Yeah.
And then number 3, Sleeper. Team Awesome. That would be my wife, Jeannie from Salty Language.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, I mean, all the rest of us. I can tell you who's on there's 2 people tied for the very bottom of Dude Mountain. Should we go into that?
Well, they both had the same issue this past week, which was they didn't get their picks in. So, yeah, they should be shamed. Yeah.
Should be shamed. So tying Down at the bottom with Dude Mountain, amongst the corpses in the Roweitzer rounds. You have the vengeful one, Clint.
Yep.
From Geek Dig Pod. And Green Up Gaming as well.
Yep.
And then you also have Fluffy Bunny, which I can only assume is Fluffy Bunny Ash.
Yes.
From Salty Language Fans.
Yeah.
Another loyal soldier.
Right. She
Just
forgot
not
her.
this week with
She
the,
forgot her password.
QW.
Yeah, she couldn't remember her password.
That is a problem.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like normal fantasy football leagues, as the commissioner, I'd be able to go in and change lineups for somebody if they needed it to happen. I can't do that with this league.
Right.
So, yeah.
Dude Mountain is a brutal ascent. It's like Everest. There's bodies everywhere.
Right. And we don't sweep them. We don't sweep them aside. We leave them there, just like on Everest. Yep.
Just like on Everest, the bodies stay.
Yep. As just to remind you that it's not easy to get to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the top.
put it best.
Yeah. I got to quote it right. I had it wrong the first time. So, yeah. I've had 2 meh weeks. It's not been good for me.
Week 3 is upon us.
I know. I got to turn it around, though.
I really shit the bed. Oh, restarted. I really shit the bed last night.
I don't remember.
I was like, this is going to be a better game. I should have known. Oh, they're playing in Foxborough.
Yep.
Where everything kind of leans towards the Patriots for some reason.
If it's a Thursday night game, always go Patriots. I don't care what the spread is. Always go Patriots.
Jesus.
I don't know what it is. That team on Thursday nights is like the only team that never seems like tired. Every other team looks sluggish on Thursdays, but the Patriots are always like fresh as a daisy and third string quarterback. Who cares?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Who knew that it was going to go 27-0?
Yeah. Over a defense that's a good defense. So, there you go.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, hence my losing pick.
Yep. What can you do, right? That's why it's tough.
That's why I'm going to make up for that shitty pick on Sunday in the trenches.
Sure.
Stabbing people in the faces with swords and bayonets and axes.
Yeah.
That's what you do on Dude Mountain.
It's true.
Can only assume, at least.
That's fair.
It looks like...
anything goes.
It looks like Dynasty Warriors. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah, I do. Wow. That's
like I'm going to ride around in a polygon samurai and axe down like 400 people.
I would like to see you as a polygon or I don't know, however you say the
Polygon Samurai?
Yeah, Polygon Samurai. That's just your name.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So that's the Dude Mountain recap.
But is it?
Oh, you turned it down, so it's not very loud.
I meant, was it
69, dudes?
Mountain?
Much better. It could be. I mean, if people, that's what they want to do. I mean, I can't stop it.
That's true.
There's it's international waters, basically. Like anything goes on Dude Mountain.
Anything goes on Dude Mountain.
Yeah. So what do you?
I mean, when we're like, over the century mark.
Yeah.
In our 100th year of existence, 100 plus,
right.
And we're still podcasting.
Yeah.
In the 69th year of Dude Mountain.
Yeah.
We could make that claim.
Yes, you're right.
This is only year 2.
Right. And we have we're almost there. We're pretty close.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Before you know it, it'll be here.
Yeah. Right around the corner.
Right. Exactly. All right. You got anything else? Or
nah, man, that's
shall we wrap her up? All right.
Probably should wrap her up.
All right. Let's do it, then. Head over to saltylanguage.com where Tony posts, links to the videos and, well, not links. You actually just, you can click on the videos and stuff generally, but, find all the fun stuff there. You can find all our social media links. You can see that we're part of Tangent Bound Network, that we're part of Geek Life Radio, whatnot, and also we're part of...
Oh, jeez.
Jeez, come on, dude.
I'm in the zone.
One job here.
I'm sorry. What are we part of again, Brian?
There's another network we're part of, but I don't remember.
69, dudes!
Absolutely. 69 Entertainment.
And this is the time where Bill and Ted, they went back to the early 2000s and got mystical.
Danger!
Whoa.
Watch your back!
Danger!
Loud noises.
That's fine. You know, it's good. It keeps everyone on their toes. Make sure they're not sleeping at the end of the show.
I hope you're in your car and you promptly shit your pants and swerved off the road.
Yeah, but Tony basically just threw a rake full of leaves on your windshield.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus!
In the form of Mystical's grady voice.
Right. They just crashed awkwardly into a bush. Ladies. Yeah, so there's that. If you want to contact us, the best way is on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter at Stunami.
I am at Monotony. Or at the salty to the _ on the snappers.
Right. I'm at Ninjitsu on there. Well, I don't know why I say at. I'm Ninjitsu on there. There's no at sign on Snapchat.
Ad is what you do.
And do you still have the codes on the website for our Snapchat?
Snap codes are right there.
Boom. Tony's making it all the easies for you.
I am.
Except Easy E. Rest in peace, bro. Let's see. What else is there? That's it, right? Do we really need to promote all the other stuff? I don't know.
I think we're good.
All right. So I guess with that, have a beer, you'll be fine.
69, dudes!
And stay salty.